And next we'll be hearing from our chief guest, Mr. Heshana Kuruppu. Now, Mr. Heshana is the 27th President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka for the term of 2024-2025. So, I'd like to invite the President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka, Mr. Heshana Kuruppu. Sir, over to you.
Newly elected and inducted CA Sri Lanka Kuwait Chapter President Riaz Chamaldeen, Vice President Nandana Kaluvovila, and Exco Committee members, outgoing President Dimuthu, and Exco of the last 2 years, Chairman of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India Chapter, Mr. Gonsalves, and Vice Chairman Aditya, members of the Kuwait chapter, past Exco members, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm delighted and honored to be here as the President of CA Sri Lanka and to witness this magnificent event. And actually, I was not expecting this kind of event when I accepted the invitation, but I'm truly honored and surprised to see the activities that you have carried out over last 2 years. I think the outgoing committee deserve another round of applause. And I want to commend you, Dimuthu, and your Exco team for those new initiatives and innovative ideas that you have come up with. And I just glanced through the new magazine hub, and I can understand the pain that you have gone through, because back at home I have been committee chair for Abacus magazine, and I know the difficulties you have to go through when you run a magazine. And in addition, many activities to engage members over last 2 years, I think, are remarkable. And I would like to congratulate new chapter president, Mr. Riaz, and the Vice President Nandana and Exco team. I'm sure, as Ambassador mentioned and as Dimuthu highlighted, the new team is capable of elevating the brand CA Sri Lanka, and not only CA Sri Lanka, CA brand for right reasons. And from CA Sri Lanka side, we are there to support you. The dedication and hard work shown by CA Sri Lanka Kuwait chapter has not gone unnoticed. I am confident that you will continue to elevate and carry out these activities in future years. I think I have a point to make with regard to speech made by Dimuthu on the bamboo tree. There is one specific feature of a bamboo tree that we have observed, and we know that the endurance, even when there is tough storms, the bamboo tree knows how to survive. And I can apply the same to these members here. Irrespective of the condition, you have shown that endurance, adaptability, and more importantly, humble set of chartered accountants that I see here in this audience. Thank you very much for continuing your good work, and I appreciate it on behalf of CA Sri Lanka. And I'm sure when I saw on the screen and when I went through the your AGM report, the positions that many of you hold, it shows that our talent is not second to anyone. And when I spoke to many of you, what I realized is they have been here for at least 10 years or more. And I would like to thank the Kuwait government, corporates, and other institutions here for giving this opportunity to Sri Lankans and recognizing them here, because why they consider this as lifetime employment, because they have been recognized and opportunities given. So I thank Kuwait government and organizations here for giving that opportunity to our members. As Ambassador highlighted, I'm not going to go into the same points, but just want to give few facts relating to Sri Lanka, because many of you asked me how we are doing back at home after kind of crisis that we went through. Yes, the negative trend has reversed. Last quarter, we reported 4% growth, and previous quarter it was around 1.5% growth year on year. So those are good trends that we see, and the current year the predictions are a growth rate of 1.5 to 3%. While we observe the growth, there is still a negative point, that is inflation has come down. I think as Ambassador has mentioned, it's around 5%, but we still see high cost of living. Compared to pre-2022 crisis period, still our cost of living is high, though inflation has come down. On top of that, due to tax hikes, people have found it difficult and disposable income is low. If you take it in comparative terms, per capita income back in 2018 and 17, we had the highest ever per capita income, which was around $4,400. By 2023 end, the per capita income reached to $3,400. So there is almost $1,000 drop. One reason was rupee depreciation, because when you divide it by higher rupee value, obviously denominator is high and your numerator is rupee, so it comes down. But that is reflected in the consumer pattern as well, because $1,000 per capita coming down reflects in disposable income, and we see that in the market. And I'm coming from mercantile sector, and still demand has not picked up. How long it will take to reach that 2008 is the question at this moment, because for that to happen, our growth rate needs to be much faster. I don't think 2 to 3% is sufficient enough. Having said that, the positive news is, I think as Sri Lankans, we have to be positive and hopeful. We are moving with a positive trend, and we are hopeful that our citizens will have this same living standards they enjoyed pre-crisis period with some of these measures taken. And as you are aware, second tranche of IMF facility, I think there was staff level agreement reached last week, and there will be $337 million fund facility available. And I think there's another good news that we heard today. I don't think it's official yet, but some news site lines carried it. Sri Lanka has reached to some level of conclusion with our foreign donor agencies, lenders, India and Paris Club. And with 6 years moratorium and lower interest rate, I'm sure it will help further enhancing our reserves, because loan repayments can be extended for another 6 years. Last year, actually, CA Sri Lanka had a crucial role to play when we had our debt restructuring discussions, because last year we completed domestic debt restructuring. You might remember our bond rates went up to around 20 to 30%. During that period, Central Bank as well as Ministry of Finance reached us and requested our idea of valuing these, because after restructuring, obviously the risk premium has to be removed, because there was no any open market trades available for after restructuring valuation to be considered, because you need to recognize that in accounts. It was a new thing. We tried to reach many organizations outside, sought IFAC support, but we couldn't find a solution. So we actually form a subcommittee within CA Sri Lanka, and we managed to give a solution, because without that solution, Central Bank couldn't continue with the debt restructuring. And we had to work actually a few late nights even, because the solution was requested within few weeks. And we are happy that we managed to contribute towards that national duty as an organization, and contributed and helpful in moving out from the crisis during that period. So we believe we played the role that we were supposed to play. And with restructuring of foreign debts, I'm sure, I think Ambassador also mentioned it, you can take this message, risk premiums charged by lenders will take off, because our debt rating will go up, because currently there is a risk premium attached due to our preemptive default status. So once that is removed, I think there will be lenders opening up for Sri Lanka. Same way, our stock market also, we will see foreign investors coming and making investments. So I think this is the right time if someone is interested making their investments. And if you look at even banking sector, it's trading at almost 50 to 60% of price to book value, and well-run banks are trading at lower value. So there are opportunities for if someone is considering, because within next few months, I am sure stock market will pick up. So now I would like to move towards CS Sri Lanka and what we are focusing. As I mentioned at the induction of presidency in January, we are having a vision under the theme front, which resembles future ready, seizing opportunities, nurturing change, and building trust. So we have come up with several new initiatives to achieve this vision. One of such is policy advocacy. We have formed a think tank, not only members, we have requested non-members, because during the crisis period, some of you even asked from CS Sri Lanka and us, why didn't we see this crisis coming our way? What did chartered accountants do when tax rates were reduced? Why didn't you raise your voice? You control finance, you manage finance of your corporates. Why didn't you see it happening to your own finance of the country? So we decided that we need to do something about it and play that national role, because when you are entrusted with public trust role, you have to play it. Sometimes when you take positions, that's the issue we had. It may go against party or government in power, but we decided that we need to take policy related matters forward as a professional institution. So with that aim, we formed this Policy Advocacy and Economic Contribution Committee, and we are at the moment developing our framework on how we work. In addition, actually, we understand there are many regulations coming, especially with regard to the accountants in practice. So we create a separate initiative under professional accountant in practice, and there is quality assurance related work being conducted, because practicing is going to be tough in years to come, and even Sri Lanka Accounting and Auditing Standard and Monitoring Board is now coming up with some regulatory framework for the same. Then professional accountant in business, almost 80 to 90% of our chartered accountants are in business. So we have created a separate forum. I think even chapter members can join the same and contribute. This is again to look into some of the continuous professional development activities, create a platform for dialogue, and identify policy matters affecting the business. So those are some of the priorities under professional accountant in business committee. Then we are forming a digital engagement and streaming committee, that is to enhance our digital presence and increase brand awareness of CS Sri Lanka. So there are several initiatives lined up, including digital channel creation, which will include some of the segments like featuring business leaders under the theme Insight of a Foresighted Mind, then market vibes to discuss local and foreign market trends, and point of view to identify some of the contemporary topics and discussions. So Digital Assurance and Technology Advancement Committee was formed to identify artificial intelligence and technology related changes, cybersecurity matters, and take that knowledge to our students and members. So there will be some initiatives and sessions that we will be organizing right throughout next few years. Our commitment to social responsibility, we have recognized that as an important aspect, and we have created new initiative under tax, finance, and sustainability literacy, because we have seen many corporates, even small and medium enterprises, going into financial difficulties because they don't have much idea about financial literacy. So with that aim, to educate public as well as corporates, especially small and medium enterprises, and sustainability is taking center stage. So we have created this new initiative, and the plans being developed, and we will come up with some activities in the months to come. In addition, I think one of the committees closer to you, Chapter Establishment Committee, we have changed the scope of Chapter Establishment Committee. It's going to be chapter engagement and business opportunity. This is where actually chapters can play a role because our professional accountant in practice or audit firms, especially small and medium practitioners, are focusing currently on the country and their market is Sri Lanka. But I am sure with this KPO or BPO industry development and the support of chapters, we can create some foreign exchange revenue generation opportunities for our SMP. So that is the whole purpose of creating this new scope for chapter engagement and business opportunity committee. And for the first time in Sri Lanka history, we have appointed overseas member as a chapter committee chairman of this committee. One of your colleague, UAE chapter, Sagara Gamage is the current chairman. So I'm sure we can work together in this front, and in addition to have better engagement with our overseas members, we can bring back some dollars to country as well as uplift some of the SMPs who are currently competing in local market. Sri Lanka, and then sometimes you all also criticize CA for not having digital presence, and our website is kind of a forest. You get lost when you try to do things, and when you try to pay your membership, sometimes you can't do it. It crashes towards the latter part of the year. We understand that and we know the issue. So we have come up with a new solution. There is a project launch under UniX theme, Unifying Excellence. So we have developed a blueprint for a completely revamped digital roadmap. And by April, we will introduce this roadmap and request vendors to come up with their proposals. Within 1.5 years, you will have a UX, UI enabled new website as well as a mobile app. So that is on the way, and we are hopeful that we can come up with these developments to enhance services offered by CS Sri Lanka. And in addition, we are developing our syllabus. New syllabus for 2025 will be introduced with some of the groundbreaking technology developments that are happening elsewhere will come into our syllabus. And for the first time, we have invited several chapter members to join syllabus curriculum development committee, because we know that only Sri Lankan expertise is not enough, because developments elsewhere is much faster. So we are taking those expert resources and bringing that knowledge, because we require 2025 accountants going to come to the market by 2030. So world will be totally different. So we are envisioning the same with those chapter members. And you are where we launch sustainability standard S1 and S2 2 weeks back. Top 100 companies as per the market capitalization are now mandated to report as per sustainability standard 1 and 2. And there is transition arrangements made. Divisary board and SME, other companies based on their revenue will be mandated towards 2028 and 2030. So finally, I would like to thank all the chapters for their contribution and support extended to CS Sri Lanka, and looking forward to work with all the chapters, including Kuwait chapter. I'm sure we can do many other initiatives during next few years. So you have remembered actually your role, and then we witnessed some of the contributions you have made to Sri Lanka as well. And you have supported motherland during difficult times, and we truly appreciate the same. I am eager to collaborate with all of you, and together let us steadfastly march towards the front. A profession that is future ready, seizing opportunities, nurturing change and building trust. Thank you very much.